I give you 2 minutes. You can just play in the chat box. Okay, you only have 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, it's time to close chat box. Whoa. Okay, so you just need to prepare. We will start our lesson. Okay, it's time to start our lesson and welcome to our class. And right now that is day 4. And at first, like congratulations to all of you. You already have learned 4 days math class. Okay, and what we will learn in today's lesson. Okay, so I will tell you in today's lesson, we will learn something about arithmetic sequence. And I do know many of you already learned something about arithmetic sequence. That should be okay. And you can treat this lesson as your review lesson. And if you never learned arithmetic sequence before, it doesn't matter. And I will bring you to learn what is arithmetic sequence. Okay, first, I will show you what is the arithmetic sequence. And I will list some numbers, and you can just tell me what is the next number. Okay, first, 2, 7, 12, 17, 22. What is the next number? Okay, great. 27 is the next number. And what we have in this pattern, what we have in this sequence, we will find each term, the difference is constant, right? We add 5, we add 5, we just add 5. We can always add 5 to find the next term. Okay, so we just call this type of sequence is an arithmetic sequence. The neighboring terms will always have this constant difference. Okay, and I will show you another type of arithmetic sequence. That should be like 63, 59, 55, 51. So what is the next term in this sequence? Okay, just type your answer. Okay, great. 47. That is the next term. And in this arithmetic sequence, the constant difference is we minus 4, we minus 4, we minus 4. We always have the next term. Okay, I will show you another type of sequence. And you can just tell me whether this sequence is an arithmetic sequence. Okay, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So 1. Do you think that is an arithmetic sequence or not? Yes or not? Yes or no? You can just tap yes or no. Okay, part of you told me yes, part of you told me no. That is interesting. Okay, I will tell you what is the concept of an arithmetic sequence. That is the constant difference. So actually, this sequence is a special arithmetic sequence. And the reason is the difference is 0, right? Although they are repeating 1 in our arithmetic sequence. But that is a real arithmetic sequence. Okay, if that makes sense. And I will show you another type of sequence, and you just need to tell me whether this is an arithmetic sequence or not. Okay, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4. Is this sequence an arithmetic sequence or not? Yes or no? Okay, this time, most of you told me no. Great, you're right. That is not an arithmetic sequence. Pay attention, we should have constant difference. And in this sequence, that is add 3 minus 3, add 3 minus 3. That is not constant difference. So when we figure out a sequence is an arithmetic sequence or not, we always use this constant difference, okay? And then I will start our lesson. And today's lesson, we are going to talk about the sum of an arithmetic sequence. And the method, the first method is find a quick method by writing all terms in reverse order. Okay, in reverse order. Okay, so this question. Okay, so maybe some of you familiar with this question, but pay attention. We just need to review what is the sum of this sequence. Okay, we have a string is made up for 8 characters, and each labeled from 1 to 8. 1 to 8. And if I want to work out the sum of the numbers on the 8 characters, okay, you will just tell me I can add 1, add 2, add 3, add 2, we add 8, we can find the total. Okay, that's great. You can work out the sum like this. But this time, I will use another way, another quicker way to show how we can quickly find the sum. Okay, first, we need to make sure this number form an arithmetic sequence, right? And if I want to work out the total, what I do is I just list this number in a reverse order. And after I list this number in a reverse order, I just treat 2 numbers in a column. Okay, what is the total in 1 column? What is the total in 1 column? That is 9, right? So if I use another column to circle next 2 numbers, 2 and 7, we can still have 9 in this column. Okay, so how many columns we have? How many columns we have? That is 8 columns, right? We can use 8 columns in this true listing. Okay, so how we can work out the total of this true sequence? How we can work out the total for this true sequence? We know we can combine this true sequence in 8 columns, and each column we have the total 9. So that should be 9 times 8. That is 72. Okay, that is my question. That is my question. Can I see the sum of one sequence? Of one sequence, that is 72. Am I right or wrong? Okay, great. I'm wrong, right? Because we just have two sequences here. And if I want to work out one of this sequence, we just need to use 72 divided by 2. That is 36. Great, that is 36. Okay, and then we work out the sum of this sequence here, and we need to review how we work out this sequence, this sum, and try to figure out, do we have a formula to help us find the sum? Okay, if I list 9 times 8 divided by 2, we have 36. Okay, one part by one part. What is 9? What is 9? How we form this 9? Okay, that is two terms in a column we add together. So we know each column will have the same total. So we can use one column to represent the others, right? So I just choose the first column. Okay, which two numbers in the first column? That is the first term and the last term, right? So how about 9? That is the first term at last term. Right, and what is 8? That means 8 columns. But why we have 8 columns? Because we have 8 numbers in one sequence, right? So that is times number of terms. And the final step, don't forget, we divide by 2 because we just have 2 sequences in this. And this 2 sequence with same numbers, but in different orders. That's it. So we just divide by 2, we can work out the sum of one sequence. Okay, remember this formula. That is very important. That is the normal method. Normal method to work out the sum of the sequence, okay? That is first atom and last atom, and then we times number of terms, we divide by 2, okay? And we can use this formula to help us work out the question. Okay, so for this question, I will write down this formula, and you can quickly find the answer. Okay, which is the answer? I already write down this formula for you. First term, last term, number of terms, and divide by 2, okay? So we can work this question together. What is the first term? That is 1. What is the last term? That is 29, right? That is obvious. Okay, so the question is, how many terms in this sequence? How many terms in this sequence? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Okay, 28. How many terms in this sequence? Okay, great, 29. Right, and we divide by 2. So that is 30 times 29 divided by 2. What is the result? Don't forget, we need to divide by 2. That is very important. We need to divide by 2. And what is the result? 435. Do you have the right answer? If you have the right answer, give yourself a thumb up. Okay, so we just move to the next question. Okay, so this question, we can still use that formula, right? First term, last term, how many terms? Divided by 2. Okay, always repeat this formula. First, last, how many terms? Divided by 2. Okay, what is the first term? That is quite easy because you can easily to find this first term in our sequence. That is 3, right? And what is last? 30. Okay, question is, how many terms in this sequence? How many terms? How you can work out the number of terms in this sequence? How many terms? How many terms? That should be 10, right? So if you cannot figure out how many terms, we can find how we form this sequence. Okay, first we find the difference is at 3, right? And 3 is, and we find the first term, that is 3 times 1, second term, 3 times 2, third term, 3 times 3, and that is 3 times 8, 3 times 9, 3 times 10. Okay, so that means the last term is 10th term, right? So if the last term is a 10th, right, it's a 10th term, it means we have 10 terms. Okay, great. So what is the final result? We 33 times 10 divided by 2, that is 165. Great, option C, right? And that is the question. And I will give you more examples, and you should quickly give me the answer, right? Okay, if I give you a sequence, 4, 8, 12, dotted lines. Dotted lines in this type of question means we just have some numbers following this pattern. And we have 48, 52, 21, 56. Okay, just tell me what is the sum of this sequence. What is the sum of this sequence? Okay. It's your time to work out the final answer. Okay, work out. Okay, just remember how to work out the number of terms in this sequence. Well, we have different answers right now. Okay, how to find the terms? How to find how many terms? Okay, first I will write down the last term and the first term, the last term and the first term. Okay, the number of terms. In this question, we just add 4 to have next term. And each term, that is, we start from 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, and the last term, that is 4 times 14. That means we have 14 terms, right? So that is times 14 divided by 2. That is 60 times 14 divided by 2. And we know that is 420. Do you have the right answer? Do you have the right answer? If you have the right answer, type yes in the chat box, okay? And we will have one more question to test whether you have this knowledge, okay? If I use 7, 14, 27 dotted lines, and maybe which one? 70, okay? 77 and 84. Okay, how we find the sum of this sequence? How we find the sum of this sequence? What is the first term? What is the last term? That should be quite easy for us. And what is number of terms in this sequence? Okay. 7 times 1, 7 times 2, 7 times 3, and 7 times 10. Okay, the last one is 7 times 12, right? Okay, that means we have 12 terms in this sequence. And we divide by 2, and that is 91 times 12 divided by 2. What is the answer? 546. Great, congratulations. Most of you have the right answer. Okay, I will move to the next question, okay? And what is next part? That is, we have another special method. We can find the sum using the median number. Okay, so also we can just see like we use this part. We're using the middle number of our sequence to find the sum, right? And what is this method? When an odd number of terms are added, the sum can be found by multiplying the middle terms by the number of terms. Okay, and I will use next page to tell you what is this method. Okay, if I give you a sequence, 5, 8, 11, 14, and 17, right? Okay, right now, the method is the sum of this sequence. That is the middle number times the number of terms. Okay, maybe some of you will ask me why we can have this method. We need to know the reason we can use this method. Okay, so first, we need to know what is this formula coming from. And I will tell you, this coming from like the middle number is the average number of this sequence. Middle number is the average number of this sequence. And the reason is we can find it together. Okay, so in this sequence, the middle number is 11, right? Okay, so that is the middle number. And why that is the average number? Okay, so if we find 8, that is minus 3. And what is 14? That is add 3, right? So that is 8 add 3. Sorry, that is 11 add 3. That is 11 minus 3, right? And if we add 8 and 14, we just eliminate this minus 3 and add 3, right? And if we add 8 and 14, we can just regard 2, 11 add together. If that makes sense? And also, if we do 17, I will change another color. That is add 6. 11 add 6. And what is 5? That is 11 minus 6. So if I add 5 and 17, that is 22, right? And what is 22? And that is 211. So we add this 5 and 17 together, it always be like we can eliminate minus 6 and add 6. So if we just add these 5 numbers together, it's always like we add 5 lots of 11 together, right? So the total of this sequence, that is 11 times 5, that is 55. And 11, that is average number. And the reason we have this formula is sum is average number times the number of terms. And also in this special sequence, the average is the middle number. Okay, if that makes sense, if you can understand this basic reason, okay, just tap yes in the chat box, okay? The reason we have this method is the middle number is average number. And if we want to work out the sum, we need to use average number times the number of terms. And the middle number is average number, so we can use middle number to replace average number. So we have this formula. Okay, and we know that is what we use in this sequence with odd terms, right? With odd terms. And maybe someone will ask me whether we can use this method when we have a sequence with even terms. Okay, I will show you another sequence, okay? If I show you another sequence, okay, so that may be 4, 9, 14, 19, 24, and 29. So can we still use this method to find the sum? Can we still use this middle number times number of terms to find the sum? Okay. Actually, I will tell you we can. But when we meet a sequence with even terms, what is middle number? We don't know what is middle number. We should find this middle number. And actually, in this sequence, the middle number is 16.5. Okay, but 16.5 is not in our sequence, right? That is the middle number. We just suppose we have a middle number that is 16.5, and we just times 6. We can find the total. That is 99. If that makes sense. But we do know 16.5 is not our middle number. That is, we suppose we have a middle number, but actually it is not in our sequence. So we just prefer to use this method when we meet a sequence with odd terms. And when we meet a sequence like with even terms, we always use our normal method. And what is our normal method? That is the first term add the last term times number of terms divided by 2. That is what we use to find the sum with a sequence that has even terms, okay? So just figure out how we have this method and how we use this method, and in which type of sequence we can use this method. Okay, and I will move to the next question. And in these 2 questions, you can use this method to help you quickly find the sum, right? Okay. Sorry for that. And in this calculation, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 terms here. And the first step, we need to figure out whether this sequence is an arithmetic sequence. Of course, it is. We just add 6. Add 6, we can find the next term, right? Okay, and we have 7 terms. And we know sum is middle number times the number of terms. Right. Okay, the number of terms. And we have middle number is 69, and we have the number of terms is 7. So what is the final result? It's 483. Congratulations. Most of you found the right answer. Okay, we quickly do the next question. And we can just see who found the answer. Okay, how many terms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 9 terms. And which number is the middle number? It's the 5th number. And this sequence, we just add 7, we can find the next term. And that is an arithmetic sequence. And we can use our method. Middle number 70 times the number of terms. And we have the total 630, right? 5 seconds. We find the sum, right? That is a magic method. Okay. Although we have 9 numbers here, and we can use like 5 seconds to find the answer, right? Okay. That is another type of questions. We can use this method. Okay. We have 5 adjacent even numbered house add up to 930. Okay, we have 5 adjacent even numbers. So what that means? That means these 5 numbers are consecutive even number. Okay, if we have 5 consecutive even number, what that means? That means we have an arithmetic sequence with all terms. We can use our method. Sum is middle number times the number of terms. And right now in this question, we know sum 930, and we know the number of terms 5. So what we can find, or what we can get from this sequence, from this method, we can find the middle number. So what is the middle number? That is 930 divided by 5. What is the middle number? 186. Great. So that is 186. And we know that is consecutive even number. If I write down 187, am I right? Quickly tell me, am I right or wrong? Okay, pay attention. We have 5 consecutive even number, right? That should be even number. So the next one is 188, 190, and the previous 2 terms, that is 184, 184, 182. Okay, pay attention. If we use this sum to divide by the number of terms, what we have is middle number. That is very important. Okay. Okay. We need to find the middle numbers. Okay. And that is not the first number, and it's not the last number. It's the middle number. Okay. And we will move to the last questions in today's lesson. And in this page, we can see we have the middle terms here, and we can use this to find the number of the 5 house here. And what is the further practice? You can have a try, and it's your turn to work out the final answer. We have 3 consecutive whole numbers, and the sum of these consecutive whole numbers is 60. What is the largest 3 numbers? Quickly type your answer in the chat box. Let me know you already mastered this method. Okay. First, we need to know 3 consecutive whole numbers. That means we have an arithmetic sequence, and we have 3 terms. We can use our middle method, middle number method. And if we use 60 divided by 3, what we have, that is 20. That is the middle number, right? Okay, we have middle number here, and consecutive whole number. Consecutive whole number, that is not consecutive even number, consecutive whole number, okay? 19, 21. And what is the largest of 3 numbers? 21. You have the right answer, okay? Congratulations. In today's lesson, you learned 2 methods. One is normal method for sum. That is, first add last term times the number of terms divided by 2, okay? And second method, I just call this method middle number method. And what is middle number method? The sum is middle number times the number of terms. Okay? And also the middle number method, we always use in an arithmetic sequence with odd terms. We can quickly find the middle number in our sequence. Okay, that's it. So just remember, in today's lesson, we learned 2 methods. We can work out the sum. One is normal. That can be used for all types of arithmetic sequence. And the second method, we always use this method in special situation. That is, we have odd terms in an arithmetic sequence. Okay, so thank you. We will end today's lesson. So we still have 1 lesson tomorrow. Don't miss it. Okay, tomorrow we will have 1 more lesson. Okay, bye guys. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.